My name's Remer. I'm a designer. I'm living in New York at the moment. I grew up and studied in Australia, in Melbourne. Pretty much anything that's creative, anything that's design related is sort of what I do. I would say that I'm kind of working in the blur or the grey area between graphic design and industrial design at the moment, and trying to see where that takes me. The one thing I love about living in Brooklyn would have to be the cafe culture. I love the environment, the space, and everything that goes on top of just the coffee itself. It's a place where you can be completely inspired by the people around you, the community, also while sitting there having a coffee. The way I came up with the concept for VOLK was I really want to go against the generic norms that most designers generally do, which is the green, eco, cliche save the world. And so I went completely against that, which is generally policing, dominance, which is also a very different, reasonably undesigned product in an undesigned area, which is exactly why I was drawn to that product and to that project. The process of development for the VOLK shield, it was a year-long project. We worked with the police officers, we worked with manufacturers, we worked with materials engineers, looking at just redeveloping the shield itself from a design perspective. So we really wanted to look at the human element, the ergonomics, how it can function, and just look at the product as a designer and not as an engineer, not as someone who doesn't take into consideration all the elements that a product can interact with a person. And that was sort of the main focus behind it all. So we tried to reapproach a product from a completely different area that it hadn't even been touched on. The VOLK shield is largely a redesign of current shields. The concept is still the same, but it's the way that we looked at it and addressed the problems with the product, which is the main difference between the VOLK shield and the current shields on the market. I took the similar parts of a Riot shield and looked at how can we change them. So one example of that is the strike face, which is generally just polycarbonate molded, and that's all it is. What I did was I placed polycarbonate and rubber insert molds within the product, so it's still one piece, yet it serves a multitude of functions. The officers then can line up together, interlock shields. It serves also as protection, and it also adds to the way you can actually interact with that product. So we don't change or add anything, we merely change the way that one piece is actually made. I think one of the most important things, for me at least, was to always be open to learn. Never go into a situation, never approach someone not willing to take or learn or build off what they know. That's the most important thing you can possibly take away, not only as a designer but as a person. You're always learning, whether you're 18 or whether you're 80. And I think the more you accept that and the more that you're open to feed off of other people, the more you yourself can grow, both in your career, in your life, and just in your personality. I think that's a fantastic thing to have, is just be open to feed off people, and just take in as much as you can, because I mean, that's basically what it's all about.